That's a good question.
Well, from what I know, and there could be people who know the facts better than I, but from what I know, the Walker policy is you have to wait until all the car riders have been picked up and the car rider line is empty. And parents have been waiting about 30 minutes.
Okay, because we reverse. We do front walkers first, car riders last, so that your cars don't get the kids.
And but that hadn't been in place, this policy hadn't been in place all year either. That's just.
Well, exactly, because at the beginning of the year, they said no walkers. So, you know, how can you tell? I don't know, the target keeps moving. Couple other things that were significant to me that might be significant to someone else thinking about this issue. When does the school's custody of the child end? Is it when the bell rings? So if a parent has an interest in the care, custody, and control of their child, according to the U.S. Supreme Court, when do they get that care, custody, and control back?
That was the number one question that I wanted answered tonight. I was hoping you had an answer for that. Because there is a finite point at which the legal liability of the school ends and my liability as a parent begins. Because you know, the school may have this noble, honorable goal of having every child, every student, you know, land on the front doorstep of their home, safe and sound. But that is unreasonable. That is unreasonable because at some point, my liability as a parent begins. When is that point? Somebody has to define it. Somebody has to, because the school is trying to exert that across America farther and farther and farther. You know, I mean, there are some schools that the bell rings and they, you know, their liability ends. And others, like ours, is trying to exert it, you know, really.
Cradle to grave.
And that's, is there any law that defines that? Or not?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of.
What do we do? Like, how do you?
It's going to take some legal detective work, some legal research. This may be a case of first impression. This may be the case about parental rights in Texas that goes all the way to either the Texas Supreme Court or the U.S. Supreme Court. I don't know. And really, to protect us both, I'm not going to come out and give you an answer because, you know,
I know.
I can't give
I was hoping
specific.
you had more information than I do.
No.
This is the thing I've been, you know, at corner with, because is it on their, you know, boundary of their property? Is it when the bell rings? It's certainly not at my front door. I know that much.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's where I just, because, you know, they're deciding that it seems like, you know, in this case that they're trying to say, well, no, for your kid, it's $355. For that kid, it's $320.
Right.
You know, for some kids, it's earlier than $325 because they're trying to get those car riders out early.
Right.
It's just crazy, and that's what it just seems like.
I'm just wondering, like, at 3:25, I guess the bell rings. As a parent, if I walk in and grab my kid and leave, are they going to arrest me then? I mean, probably would in Magnolia, but I mean, but
Or what if it's 8:40
Or what
or
grounds?
2:15 and you want your kid? That's your kid. Just
So
They
you
can
need to
hold
be
your
aware
child
that this is
hostage.
a question that may need to be answered. Yes.
Obviously, I'm on the side of the parents on this one. MS ideas. I've been hammering them for a while. But from the teacher point of view, though, now the teacher part of me is just kicked in because I remember, because the question is a time and location on who's responsible for that child. Location, if they're off campus, obviously, you know, not my responsibility. But time, my wife and I, and every educator, I'm sure, could tell stories where the bell is rung an hour later. We still have kids on campus 2 hours later, 3 hours later. It's dark. We're making phone calls. We're still with the kid. You know, I mean,
Authorities,
we've had to call authorities. I mean, it's like 4 hours, 5 hours later. So I think teachers would like that answer too of, okay, when does our...
And I know for athletics, for away trips, it's when you get back and on campus and leave campus is when school custody ends. So if something were to happen on the way to an athletic event or on the way home from an athletic event, the school is in custody so they can make decisions because parents aren't around. But it's when we get back to school property and leave that we're back on our parents' custody.
And if the parent is there, if it's 3:25 and it's time to go home, and the parent's there to walk their kid across the schoolyard to the house either not even across the street from the school, maybe on the same block. When can they do that?
Yeah, I'm just
So-
wondering how legally they can just bar you from getting to your kid.
Well,
It seems to be that there needs to be, you know, a definition. Somebody needs to come step in and say, because, you know, like in that case, maybe the parent needs to be held liable, you know, maybe, you know, abandoned, for, perhaps,
Yeah.
you know? Maybe the child has been abandoned at school.
And maybe that definition is what we need to push for.
mhm.
What's that?
Maybe the definition for that is what we need to push for.
Yeah, right, somebody needs to say it, you know?
I
And-
thought
and
that's
you're
what
right,
the
like-
dismissal bill was for. Ding, school's out. Okay.
Well, there you go. Yes.
To go home, you can't stay here.
Yeah, no problem. That'll work perfectly. So then the other question I had as I was working on this is, does this excessive delay, when they're keeping some kids inside, is that a constructive or literal detention? So is there due process that's being afforded to those kids? Not sure. So that's another point to ponder.
Am I free to go?
So,
Am I being detained?
Yes.
So sometimes it's helpful to have some non-examples. What this is not. And because it's late in the evening, I thought we needed a little levity. What this is not. This is not specific legal advice. This is a general overview of some laws and policies that I think are important to review as you're grappling with this decision up here. This is not, in my opinion, a viable lawsuit at this time. And here's why. The code is very clear that you have to exhaust your administrative remedies before you're able to file a lawsuit. And that's pretty much against any public entity in Texas.